It's another impromptu co-headliner in Las Vegas. Dan Tom here with MMA Junkie to help you break down the co-main event for UFC 303 between Brian Ortega and Diego Lopes. Ortega, of course, got back on track with a round 3 submission over Yair Rodriguez earlier this year, while Diego Lopes, the new hotness at featherweight if you will, has been on a bit of a tear since dropping his semi-short notice debut to Movsar Evloev and has since reeled off 3 straight victories. At the time of this video, the odds makers, despite opening Ortega as a slight favorite, well, we've seen public money now kind of push the line in Lopez's favor, and now we see Lopes as your favorite in the neighborhood of minus 155 with the comeback. Your underdog now, Ortega, in the neighborhood of plus 122. Now, seeing that swing doesn't necessarily surprise me, albeit the age difference, not anything severe. We all know how tumescent MMA gamblers get when it comes to age, a younger fighter, and kind of that new hotness that I spoke about. That being said, it's not just hype behind that new hotness that is the Diego Lopes. I mean, this guy can style on the feet, he can style on the floor, dangerous in transition, looks to be always ready, huge for the division. Don't think the size is going to be too big of an issue despite this fight being at 155 against a fellow large featherweight in Ortega. These guys kind of marry each other now that I think about it in many ways, not just the size even though they're different frames, not just the styles even though they're slightly different intricacies, but when you kind of look at the base of their strengths, you know, their ethos as they go about fights, if you will, which should make for an action-packed affair. Now, there are details in the styles, which I lay out in my in-depth breakdown at MMAJunkie.com, whether we're talking about straight shots, abilities to counter kicks, or the side that Diego Lopes puts his head on his shots. I think there's a lot of things that favor him, basically, and I'm going to go ahead and side with him. But to get those details, as well as whether I think it's going to decision, inside the distance, etc., again, go check out my in-depth breakdown at MMAJunkie.com, where you can find results this weekend.